Welcome, Gemini. This is your weekly focus for December the 3rd through to the 9th, 2018. My name's Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Let's turn to the cards and see what's in store for us for this week. There's been some very strong energies, so I'm thinking that it's going to stay strong energy. We do have a new moon. Look at this, the Ten of Swords. Whew. Ten of Swords for the first card out. Wow. You are done. In a good way. Truly in a good way. Everybody fears this Ten of Swords energy, and I don't get that at all. When I see the Ten of Swords, I don't see those swords in your back. I see them behind you. I see them as lessons learned. Yeah, you might have failed. Yeah, you might have face planted. Yeah, you made the wrong decision. Yeah, you made the wrong call. You should have turned right and you turned left. Whatever. It's behind you and you learned something about yourself, about your environment, about who you are, about your passions through these experiences, good, bad, or ugly. The sun is starting to break through the clouds here. A new day is dawning, and look at you. Okay, look at you. You're pushing yourself back up. You are going to stand straight and tall. So there's realizations that can come in this week. This knowing of this path forward, and maybe seeing, different parts of your life, maybe over the last couple of months, maybe over the last couple of years, maybe the last couple of decades. Seeing where you've made decisions and you've made other decisions, and from all those decisions, now you see the parts that you really liked about those decisions, the outcomes, and what you disliked about it. And now you can steer your course in a straighter line. You can stand with the strength, stand with a confidence, a surety about who you are. Because those experiences, the good, bad, and ugly, be very grateful for them. Because they made you who you are. Six of Wands. Six of Wands is the parade. The parade held for you. There's a lot of support around you right now. Now, if you don't have many friends or you're isolated in some way, then I know that your angels, your spirit guides, God, are the ones cheering you on. But for the majority of you, not that you don't have your angels and spirit guides and God cheering you on, but you have your friends, your families, your co-workers, the people in the community that are cheering you on, that are wishing you well. But we're in armor here. I mean, this is definitely a card that says do not rest on your laurels. That you've already got your papers in your hand for your next mission, your next path forward, and this is not a time to kick back and relax. This is a time for forward movement. This is a time to build upon those successes that you've had in the past. So, push yourself up, brush yourself off, get ready for some new beginnings in your life, the Eight of Swords and new perceptions in your life. Here we are trapped. We are trapped by these swords. We're blindfolded. We don't know what we can do, but we're not really trapped. We could take off the blindfold whenever we decided to. This is a time to rip off the blindfold. This is a time to rip off the bandage. This is a time to realize that you haven't been trapped, but it was your conscious choices that put you in this position, and it'll be your conscious choices moving you forward. We're wearing all white here. New beginnings, new starts, new perceptions, new understandings. New information could come in. All of a sudden, you see a path forward that wasn't there before that information came into your life. So, have conversations with people. Read things. Listen for your guides and your angels to give you clues, suggestions. The Hermit. The Hermit, you know, the Hermit is the guy who goes into the desert or the cave. He says, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what I've got. This is who I am. These are my talents. These are my abilities. This is what I can do. And this is where I want to be. Now, how do I devise that plan? What needs to happen in my life? What needs to be taken out of my life in order for that to happen? And really, you know, the more interaction actually you have with other people when it's about how you're going to go forward, the more you're probably going to get misinformation when it comes to work and career, or what defines you, what you should do within a charity venture or community venture of some kind. So this card is really asking you to back it up and really think about where you want to go, and not to knee-jerk the energy and just say, well, I'm doing this now because I didn't like that and I didn't like their attitude, so now I'm over here. I'm going to be just fine. Because that kind of mentality in this energy won't work for you. You need to really tap into your inner knowledge. You need to really look at where you are and where you truly want to be going forward. And make some checklists of what things are needed in order to go forward and what things need to be discarded in order to go forward. Remember, we are in full moon energy until Friday. So what do we need to put an ending on or completion on? What clutter in our life is keeping us, roadblocking us from stepping into where we want to go forward? Three of Swords. Well, this card essentially lays in our relationships, right? There needs to be some healing happening here. Restoration of your faith within a relationship, your trust within a relationship or relationships. Or perhaps you have to let somebody in or their energy in order to support you. This is a very strong card to have, because we have the new moon actually in your relationship center. So, and I mean, it's some heavy energy, the new moon. So this is a time where you could have some great healing when it comes to past relationships, present relationships. If you allow it in your life, if you open yourself up to it. I think if you don't, it could turn out to be more chaotic in your life, or like that volcano that just always says it's going to erupt, and just, out of the blue, you erupt on just a complete stranger because it just finally bubbled over. So this is a time to have those heart-to-hearts, or maybe just a heart-to-heart with yourself. Maybe you have always carried this cross for why this relationship didn't work or why that one went sour. And know that it takes two to make a relationship work, and it takes two to allow it to unravel. You cannot take away all the blame. And forgive yourself, even if you were the person that had the most blame pointed at them for very good reason. Let it go. That was the yesterday you. It's not the tomorrow you. So allow yourself some healing, some You know, where those scars are from past relationships, from current relationships. Reach out to relationships that, you know, they've been divided from you for whatever reason. If there's forgiveness or healing that needs to happen in that relationship. I know it's easy to say, it's a very hard thing to do. But that is what the energy is asking you to look at. Of where you can put to rest yesterday's hurts and yesterday's scars. Because some of those scars are still open wounds. Whether or not you truly want to see it as an open wound. So maybe that's where you need to talk to somebody. Maybe it's just God and your angels that you talk to. Maybe you reach out to an individual. Mend a bridge. Or at least closure. We have the Tower card. This is a strong indication that you need to meditate, you need to pray, you need to contemplate, you need to reflect on what truly needs to leave your life in order for you to step into who you want to become. Now, when the Tower card appears, know full well that the Tower card is not going to take anything out of your life that matters going forward. But you may not agree with the choices. You might not agree with the situation. It might be years before you look back and you think, you know, if that never have happened, I wouldn't be here right now, and I'm so thankful to be here. So when we meditate, when we reflect on what it is, we start to see a game plan for how we can actually move forward, of how we can clear the path for ourselves, so that we can open up areas of our life for new beginnings, new starts, new opportunities, travel and education, joy and happiness. So when you are meditating, when you are in moments of reflection in your life this week, please look at what really needs to change in your life. And maybe as the hermit, you can start to decipher them, the true path forward, in order to remove that from your life, put closure on it, an ending perhaps, some sort of completion, or maybe, as the Three of Swords is saying, some deep healing. And we have the Five of Pentacles. The door of abundance sits right behind you. You sit on that stoop and you're kind of... So, you know, there could be times this week where you really just don't feel like you have the energy or the enthusiasm to really want to even think about going forward, much less doing the actual steps. And that's okay. But know that if you take a break, if you take a time out, if you honor that, because in some way you might need the rest, okay? You might need to unplug, recharge your batteries, so to speak. You can stand up and stand tall for who you are and walk forward in your truth. You can stand up, brush yourself off, and knock on that door of abundance, and it will open. And do you dare to? Yeah, you will. I don't think that's the question. I think this card is really calling out to, if you need to rest, if you don't feel the excitement, if you don't feel the passion, it's okay to unplug. It's okay to take a day off from constantly pushing yourself forward, especially when you don't want to. And I almost get that in this card for you today. That it's okay to unplug. It's okay to, you might even feel like depressive energy coming on, or this self doubt, or this loathing about yourself in some way. And so just tell yourself, okay? It's like the 24-hour flu, okay? Our minds are very, beautiful tools when we start using them to our advantage, okay? So the 24-hour flu, I love the 24-hour flu. There's no such virus that really, it's going to be 24 hours, But yet people will sit there and go, oh, there's that 24-hour flu bug going around, and oh, I started feeling bad about what, 3 o'clock, so that's around 1:30 now, so about another hour and a half I'll start feeling better. And you do, because you've already told your brain that it's only a 24-hour flu, and in 24 hours it'll be gone. And almost like to the clock striking that 3 o'clock, you're feeling good again. So it's okay to say, you know what, I'm going to unplug. I'm going to recharge my batteries. I'm going to take an extended nap. I'm going to dive into a little pet project of mine that fills me with passion and happiness and joy. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to do some yoga. I'm going to go for a walk through the woods or along the coast. I'm not going to push myself today. I'm not even going to think about my tomorrow, and I'm not going to think about my yesterday. I'm just going to think about this path, this literal path that I'm on, whether it's a sandy beach or snow-covered trail through the forest. And in 2 hours, I'm going to brush myself off. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to step into this. Or maybe it's the next day. So throw that energy into something that is going to allow you that disconnect. Give yourself permission for that rest, that recuperation. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.